Ripple CEO has just went on live television confirming that XRP will surpass Bitcoin and that Bitcoin will surpass $200,000 by the end of the year. And this is confirmed, and it comes as the Federal Reserve approves the use of XRP for payments, and that Ripple provides $10 million to the U.S. federal government to begin the process, confirmed once again by Ripple's CEO. Alright guys, and welcome back to today's video as we talk about on the Crypto Geek channel the latest news. And today we have some massive price predictions for XRP, leading with $13.59 once the announcement of settlement, which could happen in the next 48 hours, $157.29 per XRP on relisting on all exchanges, $2,948.34 with their Ripple IPO and bank partners, and $59,238.21 with global CBDC integration. Today, we're focused on $2,940.34 as Ripple's IPO is actually officially set to begin. In fact, ProShares Trust XRP ETF is set to make its public offering on April 30th, 2025, releasing XRP. And, well, in Korea, South Korea to be exact, XRP is already skyrocketed to $50.17 on globalized exchanges. Of course, this is only the start of the massive bull run that will accompany the massive price decrease for XRP, making it reach over $2,940.34. But before we get into today's video, we're setting you guys up with some free XRP. Every single person watching this video can literally get up to $100 worth of free XRP. It literally takes less than 5 minutes, and all you gotta do is tap the like button, subscribe to the channel with your post notifications, and share this video. Once you've done that, you must sign up on Uphold using my link in the description and do a transaction, and once that's complete, and again, the transaction can be any amount, 1 penny, $1, $10, but as long as you go ahead, sign up using my link in the description and do a transaction, you'll literally get yourself up to $100 for you to accumulate even more XRP with. This is a golden opportunity. It's literally free money, so I definitely recommend it, and you never know what the price of XRP can be, potentially in the tens of thousands of dollars. So, with that being said, let's get right into the video. We start off today's video with XRP's price at $2.08, almost $2.09, down about 1.80%. Now, of course, when we talk about XRP, we have to begin by this clip, which is literally the title of today's video, and it's confirming XRP being predicted, the price of XRP being predicted by Ripple CEO himself. So let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Playing out for the crypto industry, for the XRP ecosystem. XRP has been the best performing major crypto in the last 90 days. We think about it as, what does that look like over the next 3 years? I'm very optimistic. I mean, Ripple just announced our largest acquisition, actually one of the largest acquisitions in the entire crypto industry to date. We announced it earlier this week on Tuesday, in the middle of tariff palooza. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the tariffs, but we're betting on where the world's going to be in 3 years, not what's going to happen in the next 6 months.
Would you have made that acquisition a year ago?
No, hard no. Look, the SEC in the United States and even other parts of the Biden administration, it was a coordinated attack across many different agencies. We're finding that more and more out now. You already highlighted it in your introduction. The IRS had hostile rules about crypto that really didn't make any sense. Banks weren't even allowed to reasonably custody crypto without having an equal offset to their balance sheet, which really makes no sense for a bank then to even partake in this industry. It's a real industry. People want, that administration wasn't listening to consumers. They weren't listening to the voter and what the voter wanted. We're now seeing a significant change across the board. And an acquisition like that would have made no sense a year ago, and it makes a lot of sense now.
It is truly amazing. I am looking at you and I am remembering, was it 2 or 3 years ago? How long has this lawsuit been slapped on you guys?
December 22nd, 2020.
Okay,
so 4.5
years. We've been talking, and I thought to myself, what's going to happen here? And you are on sort of the edge, the cusp of this just finally disappearing.
For sure. And it's good for Ripple. It's good for XRP, but it's also good for the whole industry. We want these industries not to be pushed offshore. And what was happening in the last 4 years is almost the opposite. We think it's safer to push them to offshore entities.
How many employees do you have? Let's let people understand how many people you employ.
With our acquisition, we employ about 1,100 people now.
That's incredible.
And these are high-paying jobs. And for a period of time, as you and I have talked about before, for really the 4 years of the Biden administration, we did more hiring outside the United States than here at home. As a U.S. citizen, I grew up in Kansas. I'd like to hire people here. We have some of the best talent in the world here. But it made no sense to invest in a market where we couldn't sign customers. We couldn't actually see banks benefit from a better, simpler cross-border settlement for payments. These are technologies that really can help and revolutionize businesses, consumer experiences, but we have to be able to deliver them to these audiences.
Yeah, I mean, it was more than 10 years ago, I think, we had the Winklevoss brothers getting rejected for their push to have an ETF that allowed people to invest in Bitcoin, and it was a flat-out mic drop no. And now we have so many of those, and this week, an XRP ETF launched, correct?
It hasn't yet traded live in the United States, but it's been, we've had, I think, 11 different applications to go live with an ETF trading here in the United States. We do have it trading outside the United States. This is long overdue, and it's a step towards a more institutionalized, safer way for people to participate in these markets. Our acquisition this week, Hidden Road, we paid a $1.25 billion for what's called a prime broker. And this allows even larger institutions like BlackRock, like the biggest Wall Street financial institutions, to come into this market in a way they understand, with a safer prime broker to help clear transactions and a bigger balance sheet to do that. It's good for the whole industry.
So your last thought when it comes to the trade war, because people had been saying for a while that Bitcoin and crypto were a hedge against all kinds of concern about a falling dollar. I mean, even Larry Fink said on this network, on this show about a year ago, that it was a hedge against cratering currencies of whoever's country. That hasn't quite come into play. The dollar has been falling really precipitously over the past 5-6 days. In fact, it was continuing, at least as of this morning. It hit a 3-year low against the euro and a 10-year low against the Swiss franc. And crypto, at least today, is moving higher, but it moves all over the place.
Yeah.
What drives the price of crypto?
I wish I had a clean answer to that question. Like any market, a lot of factors drive that. I mean, there was a period of time as some of the tariff dynamics were playing out where crypto was clearly outperforming the equity markets. But some people expected it to perform more like gold, where you're seeing all-time highs. I think people are still figuring out how that'll play out. I think the long-term value here is going to be very clear. It is a hedge against inflation. It is a dynamic where the more utility we drive in the crypto markets, the more we're going to see value accrete to that market.
I don't know if you do this, but I'm going to ask you anyway and push you. What is your price target for Bitcoin? Because Cardano blockchain founder predicted, as I said earlier, 250,000 by year end.
I will predict Bitcoin. I wouldn't predict XRP. It's too close to home. But I think 200,000 is not unreasonable. I think before I've kind of said, 175 around there. I think people underestimate how the largest economy in the world, the United States, went from headwinds, hostility, to tailwinds. And I think people are still not fully quantifying how significant that is to have the largest economy in the world, the largest asset managers in the world go from relatively frozen out or hostile to now a friendly market that has sensible regulation, that is thinking about pro-innovation here at home.
All right, now there's no point of me even showing you guys the rest of the clips because you guys have heard it and seen it all. But what we do want to talk about is Binance confirming $600 per XRP and really highlighting that the XRP Ledger use case is what's going to take XRP to a whole new level. Think about it like this, guys. The XRP ledger is booming. In fact, it's set to facilitate between $30 to $50 trillion by the end of 2025, and the Credit Trading Fund Payment Rewards Framework, led by the CTF Payment Rewards Token, is potentially going to reach over $748.50 from literally 55 cents right now. This means generational wealth being created, tens of thousands of dollars for every couple $100 in the CTF token. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor, just non-financial advice, no your own research, but this is something absolutely bullish in my mind. Take a look at the chart right here. We see a nice consolidation for the CTF token, and this is something that we really like. This ETF token also has a very low supply of only 120 million tokens, and they've just announced for the XRP ledger specifically a massive burn. Over 1 million ETF tokens on the XRP ledger have been officially allocated for burning on May 3rd, which is said to actually massively cause a supply shock. Again, prompting the price to in the hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. This is what a lot of analysts and experts are saying on X and multiple other platforms. But this is extremely bullish, and as we near the date of May 3rd, we're going to see more and more money flow into the XRP ledger, and more importantly, into the CTF token. So keep that in mind, guys. When we talk about the CTF token, which has already facilitated $3.95 million, the generational wealth, the money being made off of tokens like this, utility-based tokens that are not only utility-based and facilitating money in the payment sector, dealing with banks, but also the ones on the XRP ledger is going to be generational. Think about it like this. You see that token already is being onboarded by the Amazon. The crypto trading fund has already onboarded Amazon and onboarded Walmart onto their beta phase of their payment rewards platform. This means on its own, hundreds of millions of dollars will be flowing into that platform, which again may cause supply shock for the CTF token. So again, the concept here is we may see a drastic shift over the next couple of days, maybe a week or so. And as this bull run comes in, we are going to see billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars going into XRP ledger tokens, leading by utility-based tokens, and leading by the top DeFi token, which is the CTF token on both the XRP ledger and the Polygon chain. Now, guys, with all that being said, I will be leaving all the links down below in the description. The cryptotradingfund.org, ctftoken.com if the page loads, and you'll be able to check it out right here. You can see cash out on the crypto trading fund. You can cash out the rewards token. You can get in on the rewards token on MEX, LBank, and Ban Exchange DEX. Now, guys, with all that being said, I am going to end off the video here. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, make sure you tap the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. Share this video. I'll be leaving all the links down below for all the information that I've talked about in today's video. But again, don't forget to follow, subscribe, share. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.